3 missed payments. That's all it took. Her bank account frozen. Her credit score torched. Her dignity sold to a debt collector for 12 cents on the dollar. At first, Marcus thought he was being smart. A small loan to catch up on rent, nothing he couldn't pay back in a month. But debt doesn't show its teeth at the beginning. It waits until you're warm, comfortable, and off guard. The second loan came after his car broke down. Then it was the credit card to cover groceries when the fridge went empty. By the third month, the interest had grown fangs. Each bill arrived heavier than the last, like bricks being stacked on his chest. He called it temporary. The bank called it revolving. The truth. It was quicksand. The more he struggled, the deeper he sank. Late fees triggered overdraft charges. Overdraft triggered a drop in his credit score. That drop raised his interest rates. It was a trap disguised as convenience. A predator dressed in approval emails and credit line increases. Marcus didn't feel poor, he felt punished. Not for spending wildly, but for surviving. Debt doesn't knock. It slithers in. Slowly. Quietly. Like carbon monoxide for your soul. It whispers, "You're fine." Then it yells, "You're late." Then it screams, "We're taking your car." By the end of the 6th month, Marcus wasn't living anymore. He was calculating. Every breath was a math problem. He wasn't failing because he was reckless. He was drowning because the system was built like a drain. And worse, it wasn't just happening to Marcus. It was happening to millions. Quietly. Invisibly. Every single day. Marcus thought the system would help him bounce back. But it wasn't built to help him, it was built to trap him. Right after he missed a payment, his credit limit was increased. Not as a favor, but as bait. That "congratulations" email wasn't generosity. It was strategy, a calculated move to make him feel like he was winning while sinking deeper. Because the truth is brutal, the people making the most money off debt don't want you to escape it. The longer you struggle, the more they profit. Interest isn't punishment, it's product. One missed payment triggers a chain reaction, late fees, penalty APR, and collection threats. All automated. All by design. The system doesn't care about your emergency. It rewards itself every time you fall. They call it revolving credit because it's meant to revolve forever, like a treadmill you never get off. They want you to make minimum payments. Not because it's smart, but because it's eternal. They bank on you getting tired, slipping up, giving in. Because that's when the real money starts rolling in. This isn't mismanagement, it's manipulation. The entire machine was engineered to look helpful while harvesting your future. They sell debt like freedom, swipe now, pay later. But they never say how long you'll pay. And here's the sickest part. The more desperate you get, the more they reward you with credit. That's not a lifeline. That's a leash. Marcus sat in his car outside the payday loan store, engine off, hands shaking. He wasn't thinking about bills anymore. He was thinking about running. He looked down at the loan contract in his lap, 372% APR. His breath caught in his throat. This wasn't survival anymore. It was surrender. He thought about calling his brother, but didn't want to hear the disappointment in his voice. Pride was a luxury he could no longer afford. The repo guy had already taken the car once. Now Marcus just slept in it. His apartment. Gone. Evicted on the 89th day. He tried to laugh once, told himself this was just a rough patch. But the silence laughed back. Debt had eaten his job, his peace, his time. Now it was hungry for what was left. One night, he found himself screaming into the steering wheel. No words. Just pain. He punched the dash until his knuckles bled. For 10 seconds, he didn't care if he woke up tomorrow. Then, silence. Then, breath. And that's when it happened. Something broke inside him. Not weakness. Not defeat. Just a final line drawn. He whispered, "No more. Not for banks. Not for shame. Not for this system." He had nothing left. Which meant he had nothing to lose. And when a man has nothing left to lose, he becomes dangerous to anyone who profits off his silence. Marcus didn't wake up with a plan. He woke up with a decision. He whispered it like a vow. "This ends now." First thing he did? Deleted every shopping app on his phone. He unfollowed every influencer making him feel broke and behind. He didn't need comparison, he needed clarity. Then came the nuclear budget. No Starbucks. No Uber Eats. No subscriptions. Just food, rent, and gas. He cut faster than the pain could argue. Every dollar had a mission now, and none of it was comfort. He picked up weekend shifts at a diner. Started flipping used chairs on Facebook Marketplace. He told himself, "You don't have an income problem, you have a war to fund." Then came the avalanche attack. Every spare dollar went to the highest interest loan. One by one, the wolves lost their teeth. With each debt killed, he grew louder, sharper, hungrier. He made a rule: no more secrets. Every Sunday, he sat with his brother and opened the numbers. They didn't talk about how far he fell. They talked about how far he had left to climb. He tattooed a phrase in his mind: "Every dollar has a job. My job is freedom." By month 6, something wild happened. Marcus smiled. Not because he was rich, but because he wasn't drowning. He had momentum. He had control. He had fire in his chest again. By month 7, Marcus had paid off 2 cards and knocked his debt down by a third. That's when the world started whispering, "You've earned a break." His girlfriend said, "You're doing amazing, let's celebrate in Cancun." The ad said, 0% down, flexible payments, luxury escape. He looked at his calendar, 6 more months to freedom. One trip now could add 9 months of chains. He told her no. And she didn't understand. "You're obsessed," she said. "You're cheap." But Marcus wasn't being cheap, he was being free. Then the car broke down. $600 for repairs. $800 if he waited too long. The old Marcus would have swiped it. The new Marcus walked 4 miles to work that week. Temptation didn't just knock, it kicked the damn door down. Credit card offers flooded in like confetti. "You've earned it." But he saw it now. Every reward was just another collar. Another leash dressed in velvet. His friends mocked him. Called him dramatic. But they didn't see what he saw, the exit sign glowing just a little brighter each week. He wanted comfort. But he wanted freedom more. So he made a vow. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And every time the temptation returned, he smiled. Because every no brought him closer. Discipline wasn't the hard part anymore. It was the fuel. The final payment was only $87. But Marcus stared at that number like it was a mountain. He took a breath and pressed submit. Just like that, it was over. No confetti. No applause. Just silence, and the first deep breath he'd taken in 2 years. He walked outside and felt the ground differently. Like he was standing on his own life again. He wasn't rich. He wasn't flashy. But he was free, and that made him dangerous. No more calls. No more dread when the mail arrives. No more calculating how long he could delay the light bill. He sat down at that same kitchen table, now clean, now quiet, and wrote one word on a yellow notepad: rebuild. He didn't need revenge. He didn't need validation. He just needed peace. He finally understood. The goal wasn't to look rich. It was to never feel owned again. Now he budgets like a samurai. Every dollar gets a mission. Every mission leads to one outcome: freedom multiplied. He teaches his younger cousins how to avoid the traps. He tells them, the system is a game, but I'll teach you how to break the rules. Because escaping debt wasn't the end of the journey. It was the beginning of ownership. He didn't win the lottery. He didn't go viral. He chose discipline over distraction, and that made all the difference. And now, every step he takes belongs to him. No strings, no chains, just a choice. So what about you? How many more mornings are you going to wake up choking on that same pit in your stomach? How many more months will you avoid checking your account, hoping the overdraft fee isn't there this time? You weren't born to serve interest rates. You were born to build something, but you can't build while shackled. Debt isn't just numbers. It's a thief, and every day it's robbing you of peace, time, and choices. You've normalized the stress, the shame, the silence. But inside, you know this isn't the life you promised yourself. You've got vision, but no margin. You've got ideas, but no oxygen. This system wants you tired, distracted, addicted to fake dopamine so you never wake up and fight back. But here's the slap. No one is coming to save you. If you want out, you have to be the one to light the match. You've seen the map. You've heard the war stories. You've watched Marcus escape. Now it's your move. You can choose hard now, or suffer forever. One burns. The other bleeds. There is no hack. There is no shortcut. But there is a way. The question is, will you walk it? Or will you scroll past this, and go back to drowning quietly? This is your wake-up call. Not next month. Not next year. Now. Because debt doesn't just kill your wallet, it kills your future. But you're not dead yet. Open your banking app. Look at your debt number. Say it out loud. Now write this on paper. I will not die in debt. Tape it to your bathroom mirror. Next, pick one card, one loan, one balance, and go nuclear on it. Sell something, cancel something, slash something, attack. Do it before the sun goes down, because once tomorrow hits, the world will try to put you back to sleep. You want out, then move. Now, this is your escape window. Kick it open and run. Make sure to subscribe. This is the only chance you've got.